Lords, ladies, and our chief guest Kareena Kapoor, Kimberley and Dynamo. I think give them a big clap. Welcome. As I said, I think people who are flown from India around time, people who have come from Bradford around time, but some of our councillors are a bit late from Bradford, so that's why these two seats are empty. I hope they will join us. This is British Airways. People are standing behind me. I always ask ladies to stand on my right and left, not behind me, because it is very important, because behind me is my wife and my family, which always supports me. So on behalf of all party parliamentary group on Third World Solidarity, who work for peace, justice and tolerance, and our secretary is sitting here, and a server, and he will be elected again on 19th of November for next year as well. Keith, Yasmin and David Ward are supporters of this organization which work for peace, justice, tolerance in the world. We are very pleased to be here to host this event for Fatima Patel, who is going to take over from me in a minute, for Asian Sunday. But I think Dave Anderson, who came here at 5 o'clock and left at 5:45 because he had to go to another meeting, he extended his apologies for his absence from here, but I'm representing him. So we are very pleased to welcome Asian Sunday to London, including all our guests.
Welcome to the official launch ceremony of Asian Sunday London. A huge thank you to those who have travelled hundreds of miles, thousands for some, obviously, to be here today. And a very special thank you to London for being so kind, warm and welcoming my team and I here today. In particular, I want to thank East London, because that's where I've been living for the last 3 months while I've been doing my research and setting up the country's first free Sunday newspaper. Mainly because they've been so welcoming, but they've also helped me add a couple of extra words to my dictionary, one of them being in it. I hope I said that right for those Cockney people out there. Anyway, I would now like to welcome another inspiration, actually, the youngest councillor, female Muslim councillor, I believe, Councillor Rabia Bhatti, who will start the honouring process of our special guests who have come in exclusively for the Asian Sunday London newspaper launch. Please welcome Councillor Rabia Bhatti. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. First of all, I'd like to say for once, politicians weren't the ones who weren't on time. Secondly, I would like to start my address by first of all thanking Ms. Patel for bringing us all here together tonight to celebrate the landmark launch of the Asian Sunday newspaper.
I know that the Asian Sunday newspaper will indeed bring that ethos, those very values and principles that I just spoke about, to our vibrant city of London. And we will see glimpses and snapshots of that here today in this very room as we start the honouring process of 3 fantastic individuals who have done exemplary works in their own respective fields, be that in global international cinema, be that in music, a language that crosses boundaries and barriers, be that in engaging and interacting with people from all walks of life in so many different ways, in so many innovative ways of communication. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I know that you will welcome me and join me in wishing the Asian Sunday newspaper the very best of success, not only for today or the months to come, but for the many decades that this newspaper will live on. So please join me in a round of applause before we start the honouring process. Okay, can I please invite Keith to say a few words and then we'll start the honouring process.
Thank you very much. What a wonderful speech from our young councillor. I think a round of applause to her. I am going to be very brief because there are other parliamentarians here, but also because I know that you probably come not to hear from the politicians, but to hear from Kareena, Kimberley, and I think incorrectly called Dynamite. I know this is Diwali. We should have fireworks, but not necessarily dynamite. Look, it's a huge honour for us to be here today. And I'm delighted that Anal Sawa, the Deputy Leader of the Scottish Labour Party, Yasmin Qureshi and David Ward, the MP for Bradford. Thank you for coming here, flying all the way from India, and all our other stars who we know and love dearly in the United Kingdom. The best of luck for the future, and I can promise you that I will encourage people in Leicester, which of course, just to make a bid for Leicester, has more people of Asian origin than any other city in the whole of Europe. I know
Point noted, Keith.
Fatima, that people in Leicester will be very keen to read your paper there. But the best of luck and best wishes. I'm sorry I can't stay to the end of these celebrations, but I need to get back for another engagement. But you have my full support and my great affection for what you're doing. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can we now ask Keith Vaz, MP, to honour Kareena Kapoor Khan for her contribution to global cinema and reaching out, in particular, to the UK audiences here. Kareena Kapoor Khan.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. May we now ask Mrs. Kareena Kapoor Khan to now say a few words. Thank you very much.
Well, good evening, everyone. Well, I don't know, but I've prepared a speech because it's the first time that I've come to the House of Commons. So, well, just very, very casually. I mean, last night when I was sitting with my husband, obviously I told him that I was coming here and I was going to be honoured. So he looked at me and he was like, well, I've studied in England, I've been to Winchester and I haven't been honoured. Why are they honouring you? So I said, yeah, but probably my body of work is a little more interesting.
Women power, that's what it is.
Yeah. But well, there's always been a special relationship between India and England. And over the years, I think the bond has just grown stronger. And for all the Indians who spread all over the world, I think United Kingdom is one place where we Indians feel like a home away from home. Well, it's, I think, one of my most favorite destinations to actually film a movie. Not because the government offers us 40% rebate back, but I think also because I think everyone's just so helpful and so kind. And thank the human being who created Selfridges, because it's also one of my most amazing places to just shop. I think my family and England have a deep connect. My great-grandmother was British. My father-in-law was actually the first Indian to cricket, the first Indian to captain the cricket team in Oxford University. Like I mentioned earlier, Saif was at Winchester. Jennifer Kindle, who was Felicity Kindle's sister, married Shashi Kapoor. And of course, then there's me, who neither went to school or college in London, but ended up at Madame Tussauds. So, of course, I don't think the English have been kinder to me. So, and to any possible Indian. For me, it's like a very big thing. So, just like to thank everyone out here for being so kind to have me here. I'd like to thank Fatima Patel, Mr. Vaz, everyone who's just been so wonderful and made this, I never expected it to be so casual. I'm happy it's like this, so you all can get to know me better. So thank you and all the best for, your newspaper, which I think should feature a lot of me.
Of course, front page.
Now that I've come, but I think just thank you all and, great to all the Asians who've made it out here. And I feel like home, and I'm happy that I'm amongst all of you all today. So have a great evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kareena Kapoor Khan. Thank you so much for being here for us today. Unfortunately, Mrs. Khan has to leave early. Sorry, I'm addressing as Mrs. Khan.
No, please.
So please, can you all give her one more round of applause for honouring us with her presence here today and for her contribution to world cinema and obviously to reaching out to the UK audience in particular because of her work. She's, I mean, I've loved her films. I've been a huge fan of Kareena's, and the reason why I've been a huge fan is because this lady, every movie of hers is different, and she goes against the norm, which again is similar to the ethics of our newspaper. We go against the norm, and so obviously we wanted to honour those who also do that. So once again, a big thank you and wishing you all the best. I believe that you have a film coming up, so I'd like to wish you all the best for that as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I'd now like to invite our Deputy Leader of Bradford Council to firstly say a few words and obviously then start the honouring process for Kimberley Walsh and Dynamo, not Dynamite. Thank you.
Good evening, friends. I'm absolutely delighted to be attending Asian Sunday's London launch and actually to be celebrating Bradford's very impressive talent. Not only the talent we're here to launch today, but the talent Bradford has that's present with us here today. Two of the most, I think, famous and Bradfordians that we do think have made an international impact, both Dynamo and Kimberley Walsh. And it's great to see a media organisation from Bradford trailblazing in London. Asian Sunday, which started in Bradford 2 years ago, is a triple trailblazer. It is the first free Sunday paper in the UK, the first ever Asian Sunday paper in the UK, and the first UK Asian media title to be solo owned by a woman, Fatima Patel. London, alongside Bradford, is privileged to have Fatima Patel and is privileged to have Asian Sunday. Thank you.
I'd like to ask Kimberley to come here and say a few words before obviously we get the Deputy Leader and David Ward to stand alongside Dynamo and Kimberley and obviously get you lovely press people some lovely pictures. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kimberley Walsh.
Thank you. As some of you probably do know, and definitely now by the accent, I am from Bradford. I was brought up in Bradford, and it's an incredibly multicultural and diverse city, and I think, to be honest, that really has shaped me as a person. I really do think that, it's given me a great grounding to survive in this crazy industry that I've chosen to be in, and I've always been very, very proud of coming from Bradford, and this is a huge honour for me, so I just want to thank everyone so much and to say congratulations to you, Fatima, and good luck with the newspaper. I'm sure it'll be an amazing success. Thank you.
I'd like to now invite Dynamo, also known as Stephen, to come and say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you. How's everyone doing? You alright? Yeah? We good at the back there? Yeah. Still with us, yeah? Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm from Bradford as well. I'm from Wyke, actually. Anyone know where Wyke is? Oh, got some Wyke in the house. Did anybody get my message to bring some food for my grandma's down for me? No? Oh, well. Well, yeah. First off, I've got to take my hat off to you. I'm not wearing a hat, but you get the idea. Because I know firsthand what it's like to try and not necessarily break out of Bradford because I love the place, but to try and become successful not just in Bradford, but like in London or all over the world. So the struggle is difficult, and you've also survived it, and we're in London now, so it's one more Bradfordian to take over the world. Yeah. Like, and not only that, it's actually a newspaper, which that's a bit like I do magic and stuff, right, which is like visual and stuff, but this is actually kind of proper educational stuff. Yeah. It's the real stuff. It's the real deal here. It's like, how many words is it? That's quite a lot, right? So, it's not an easy thing to do. So I think another round of applause, because she's getting loads tonight for Fatima. Many people, when I said, when I was younger, that I wanted to be a professional magician, just told me to get a proper job. My grandma's still telling me that. But, thanks to all the support that I got in Bradford, because that's where I started doing all my tricks. I was in the school playground doing magic, and the kids thought I was a freak. But then later on, I developed my skills and decided to take it to the people in Bradford Town Centre, Centenary Square. Woo! You know that? And I was doing magic in there and busking and making tips to get some food for me and my mum. And it all paid off, really. So I'm able to take my magic all over the world, and it's also in India now. It's quite successful out there. So it's quite, timing's worked quite well, because your magazine started in London, and my show is now, getting out there to the Asian side of the world.
Into India.
Yeah,
well
India.
Done.
So I think together, front cover is on the cards. Yeah.
Sorry, Kimberley.
We'll share a cover.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I think just we should all just give a massive round of applause for Fatima. Asian London Sunday. I'm going to be reading it for definite. And shall we finish off with a trick? Yeah. I think you should be involved in this.
Can you repair my knee?
I'm going to work on repairing your knee later with the help of a medic. But what I want you to do now is, if everyone just is really quiet, that's perfect. Fatima, I want you just to clear your mind.
That's hard. Okay.
That was quicker than I expected. Very well done. Now I want you just to look at me. Are you doing you alright?
Lovely eyes.
Thank you. I want you to think of any playing card.
Okay.
Have you got one in mind?
Yeah.
You haven't gone for an obvious one, have you? like the Ace of Spades or something. If you have, change it to a more difficult
No,
one.
it's too good. Okay, I'm changing it now.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Alright, so look at me. Yeah, I think I know what it is. I'm just going to make a prediction. I'm going to turn one card over. Done it. I made my prediction. I turned one card over in this pack. For the first time, name your card out loud.
6 of hearts.
The 6 of hearts. Let's take a look. Can you see these? Can you see these on the camera as well? Yeah. But if I stand back here and hold these up so everyone can see them. Can everyone see the cards?
Yeah. No.
If I hold them up here, can you see them? Yeah? As you'll notice, there's one card there that I turned over. Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's the 6 of hearts. You want to see one more? Yeah. Right, this time everyone's got to get involved, bro. Yeah? I'll stand up on this chair, is that alright? Yeah. I stand here. Everyone, just do what I do. Put your hands in front of you like this. Point your thumbs towards the ground. Cross your hands over. Together. And squeeze really tight. Yeah? Everyone? It's easy without your phone in the hand, darling. Head to the left, the other left. Then the right. Perfect. Now, without letting go, just do this. Okay, just me then. I'm Dynamo.
Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for Dynamo, please.